What's going on, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back from the PT channel to talk about Deadpool 2. I'm going to give you my review, discussion, and all that stuff. Obviously, spoiler warning if you haven't seen the movie, as we're going to discuss the movie and the post-credit scenes. Go watch the movie. Don't watch this video if you haven't seen it because I don't want to ruin it for you. I thought it was a great movie. Not sure if the first one was better than the second one or vice versa, but they're both good. They both carry on, and Ryan Reynolds does a great job as Deadpool, as we all knew he would. But we kind of could figure out the movie at the beginning if you knew Cable's powers, going back in time. Vanessa getting shot was like, oh man, right away. And then the opening sequence, kind of like a James Bond funny spoof, was pretty funny. And I like that about Deadpool. I love how they just break the fourth wall and this, and they're crazy and they're silly, and Deadpool, just some crazy stuff in this movie for sure. Ryan Reynolds did a great job. TJ Miller, probably not going to be back for the next one because he has some other issues going on outside of the movie. But he was great too, and it's a shame because he brings a lot to the character in the movie. Dopinder is great, and overall, I thought it was hilarious, and I was cracking up. I love the Easter eggs. I love the little comments here and there. I love how he fixed the timeline at the end of the post-credit scene. I liked how he was at the X Mansion riding around in Professor Xavier's wheelchair. Colossus losing a tooth during the fight with Juggernaut. Deadpool is just all over the place, and it's crazy chaos, and I love it. It's funny. I love the X-Men. I love Marvel movies. I love superhero stuff. Deadpool, we'll see if they make an X-Force movie, the next movie. You know, Deadpool really can't die, so he could be going on forever and ever and ever. So we'll see what the future of Deadpool is, but Colossus was great. I loved how he was in this a little bit more. The whole Russell character was kind of annoying, which kind of downgraded the movie a little bit as the plot revolved around this kid and going forward and Cable and this. And I could understand what they were trying to do. And I like the whole collar idea. It reminded me of the X-Men cartoon with the Slave Island episode with the collars that suppresses the power of it. And I would have liked to seen a couple more characters and seen some more powers from them. But it was overall, I thought it was good, and we'll see what happens with Fire Fist, what happens with him down the road. Cable was a good villain, not villain kind of story. A little too serious for Deadpool's craziness, and it's kind of crazy that Thanos is Josh Brolin, and Cable is Josh Brolin, which I can say has probably never been done before, and not sure it'll ever happen again. But overall, it was a good rendition of Cable, even though Cable's much bigger. They make fun of that in the movie. And that's what you gotta love about Deadpool. They have all these Easter eggs and funny quips and all over the place comments. Domino, pretty awesome. She stole the show. She was pretty badass. Hopefully she'll be around for X-Force or Deadpool 3 or whatever they're gonna do. Luck is a superpower, that's for sure. She was doing a lot of crazy things, and I think it translated very well in the movie because the movie jumps around and it's over here and it's there, and it was just pretty cool. And I have to say, she had some of the coolest parts in the movie, that's for sure. They were definitely CGI in this, her flying around and landing on an inflatable panda. But X-Force, they came, they saw, they got blown apart. So Domino was the only one to survive. Well, Peter survived too, and we'll talk about that at the end, as the post-credit scenes are canon, and we watched a whole movie for that all to get reversed and erased by Deadpool going back in time. So overall, the X-Force stuff was kind of crazy as we saw this whole team and they got taken out. I like the Brad Pitt cameo. I like the Matt Damon cameo. A lot of people didn't know that Matt Damon was the other trucker when Cable came, the redneck hillbilly guy that was around Alan Tudyk, and that was actually Matt Damon with prosthetics. And I love the blind grandma, that's for sure. We didn't see her too much in this movie, but the baby legs on Deadpool was crazy. While he was walking, and they were like, he can do it, come on, yeah. And then he had to get all this duct tape all over him, and it was just crazy. It was just funny. Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, carry on the craziness. I loved it. Dopinder, courage is his superpower. And he runs over the guy with the taxi, and it's just hilarious that he still uses the taxi to get around, and Dopinder wants to be an assassin. And I wonder how they're going to go forward with this character, because TJ Miller, the guy who's the bartender, not really going to be doing any more Deadpool movies because of stuff outside of there. So we'll see what they do for Deadpool 3 or X-Force or whatever they're going to do. But overall, the craziness of Deadpool carried on, and I love the format of the movie. The breaking the fourth wall, he's talking to us directly, he's having these little quips, it has these funny lines about Avengers and Thanos and this, and it's just hilarious. They do a great job in the whole movie and the whole series of Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. Ryan Reynolds is born to play Deadpool, and you can tell that he loves being this crazy, silly character. I didn't know anything about the special appearance of Juggernaut, but I love that they used the Juggernaut type outfit and look from the cartoons and the video games. The Juggernaut in X-Men Last Stand was pretty lackluster, a little wah-wah, but the fight with him and Colossus was pretty awesome. It was kind of weird when Colossus lost a tooth, and I couldn't stop looking at it. But the fight with Colossus and Juggernaut was pretty cool, and I liked how they brought stuff in and different characters, and it's just awesome how they do that. So I want to see where the future of the series goes. The Juggernaut Colossus fight was fighting dirty. They electrocuted him. We saw a little too much in this movie, like Juggernaut's butt, the Basic Instinct leg turn with Ryan Reynolds. It was just a little too crazy, that's for sure. But I thought it was good. I thought it was funny, hilarious stuff. And that's what we need. And I'm glad that they're making these movies, that's for sure. You have Yukio and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Crazy name, but I'll talk about Yukio in a second. But Negasonic Teenage Warhead, her power is pretty cool, and she's definitely looking a lot different in the second movie. It's the same actress. She's a little older, a little different. She's skinnier or something. I don't know if she got taller or what happened, but in the first movie, she had different hair and a different look to her. But overall, didn't really have much for this character in the movie, especially for Yukio, which I'll talk about Yukio in a second, but Yukio in this movie versus the Yukio in the Wolverine movie, pretty different, that's for sure. But Negasonic Teenage Warhead is played by the same actress. That's her in the first Deadpool movie. Pretty different, right? Pretty different look, pretty different kind of character. She was kind of a smaller role here, and I kind of wish they brought in another character because she's not the biggest name by any means. I guess she's an actual superhero, but I did like the X-Men cameo. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment. We saw Beast, Cyclops, Quicksilver, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Professor Xavier in the room, and then Beast shuts the door. Pretty cool stuff. And now let's talk about Yukio a little bit. A lot of people are thinking that Yukio was going to be a different character in the show, but Yukio has actually been in the Wolverine movies. It's a different actress, different type character, that's for sure. I'm guessing different powers, but I was watching The Wolverine on FX yesterday, and this is Yukio. A different Yukio, that's for sure, as she can see the deaths of living creatures. Don't think that really came up in the Deadpool movie, that's for sure. But I just thought it was interesting that there was two different Yukios. One's connected with Logan in the Wolverine, and one's connected with Deadpool. I thought the connection with Logan when it started at the very beginning was hilarious. Now let's talk about the post-credit scene. Well, all 5 post-credit scenes. The first one was with Yukio, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Deadpool as she's working on the time slip. So Deadpool takes it and reverses everything about the movie, basically. Vanessa is still alive as he took out that guy with the cream cheese spreader, and Vanessa didn't get shot. So I would assume Vanessa is going to have a baby or be pregnant if they make another movie, which I hope they do. I would love to see that. So at the very beginning of the movie, she gets shot, and that's the whole process of the movie and the whole story, but easily gets reversed by Cable's time slip that Deadpool goes and changes and back to normal, and she's alive and all is well. Peter is still alive as well. Deadpool tells him, just get out of here. Just go. He lands safely. He's like, no, just go home. Get out of here. So the rest of the X-Force, I'm guessing, died, but Peter lived. So Vanessa's still alive. Peter's still alive. Deadpool is doing big things with the time slip where he's adjusting people's lives for the better. Then we get to the funny ones. The ones where he's adjusting the timeline, where you see the Deadpool, Wade Wilson, being turned into Weapon 11, and he goes in there and he shoots Weapon 11 in the head as Wolverine is looking at him, and he's like, oh, sorry, changed it, just had to adjust the timeline here a little bit, and then he shoots him a bunch of times, and he adjusts that, so it doesn't exist. That's done, everyone can move on with it. He also, after adjusting the Deadpool Weapon 11 storyline, he changes the Green Lantern idea as we see a young Ryan Reynolds finishing the script for Green Lantern, and Deadpool comes behind him and poof, takes him out. So Green Lantern isn't made, I'm guessing, or someone else made it, or someone else starred in it. Ryan Reynolds is taken out by himself. Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds. Pretty hilarious stuff. The post-credit scenes are canon, so we'll see how that plays off in the next Deadpool movie or X-Force if it's made. So that's my discussion review of Deadpool 2. Not sure if it's better than the first one. Both movies have great points and all that. But again, it doesn't matter if this one's better than the first one or not. Both are great, and I can't wait to watch them again on TV or rent them and all that good stuff. So let me know your thoughts, guys. What did you think of Deadpool 2? Is it better than the original? What did you like? What did you not like? What were you confused about? Post your comments below. I thought it was great, and I definitely recommend it. Remember, guys, believe in yourself. If you can dream it, you can do it.